What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video on the channel today. Guys, we are going to be looking at, talking about, and reviewing the 98 rated end of an era SBC Buffon, telling you guys whether or not it's going to be something that you want to complete or not. Looking at his stats, he looks phenomenal. He's got 98 diving, 99 handling, 92 kicking, 97 reflexes, 74 speed, and 99 positioning. So in my opinion, these stats look phenomenal. His height is 6'3", and he's also got a traditional save technique. However, guys, if you dig a bit further and you look into his traits, you'll notice that two important traits are missing. He's missing the long throw trait and the save for feet trait, probably two of the most important traits in the game, and we'll have to see throughout this review whether or not those are required, or does he make up for it in his other abilities. Let's get straight into this, guys. Let's look at the SBCs, and first of all, guys, we have the 4-country SBC. We put through our 91 rated team of the season Lopez that was untradeable, as well as that untradeable inform, because we really didn't need them. I didn't really like Lopez, so I was happy to put him through. And on top of that, guys, we also put through another untradeable inform, 2 high rated cards in Barzagli and Miranda, and we're able to complete this Buffon for relatively cheap. And I think in the next Road to Glory episode, guys, you will see us actually open up the packs from that, and we do make some money back, so that's pretty nice. So as you can see, we're able to do this Buffon for pretty cheap on the Road to Glory, and we do have him in the club. Now you guys will see what team I'm putting him around. I'm putting him around my normal Road to Glory team, but if you were to use this Buffon by yourself, you can just have any regular Juventus team of the season center backs like Chiellini, or like who's the other dude, Benatia. You could have team of the year Bonucci. You could have Maldini, as I have here. You can have icon center backs. You have EOAE center backs, Serie A center backs. There's a lot of options you've got here, and I think it's a pretty versatile card, but this is the squad we're going to be using, and of course I'm going to put Rio Ferdinand on a contract as well, and we're going to be playing 10 games with him in the weekend league, see how he goes, review his abilities, and tell you guys at the end of it whether or not he's going to be worth it for you guys to pick up. And how the clips are going to go is I'm going to show you guys mainly the goals I concede, but also some of the saves I think he's done pretty well in, and I will tell you the overall stats as well, and see how he goes with just general keeping, how well he plays, and in my opinion whether or not he is weekend league ready, and whether or not he is like a mid-tier, low-tier, or high-tier keeper. This is really the one thing that I'm going to be talking about, because I feel like you can look at stats, you can look at traits, all that sort of stuff, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to whether or not does he save the ball from going in the back of the net. And yeah, that's the main thing. Now, my main comparison for him is going to be against the Team of the Year and regular De Gea. I've been using that card for the entirety of my Road to Glory. So basically, I'm going to be comparing him to the special 97 De Gea as well as the regular De Gea, and we'll see whether or not Buffon can make similar sort of saves, and see how he performs. But let's get straight into some clips, guys. And let me just say, first of all, guys, Buffon, like a lot of high-rated keepers in this game, he follows the same trend of kind of falling short, and I will say that's mainly because like half the time we always expect 98 rated cards to be so much better than like a 90 or 89 rated card. So we have a lot higher expectation, and we play with them and they're not actually that good. But for Buffon, he's alright. He's got some pretty good reflexes. He's got some pretty good diving, some reactions. He's got amazing in that sort of stuff, and he's probably close to on par with De Gea in that sort of case. And I think it's very, very playable. However, where he lacks, guys, is his consistency and his ability to save shots that happen a lot. And what I mean by this, guys, is that lack of that saves with feet trait. It just doesn't save the low drivens, and you guys will see that in the final clip of this episode. I have team the end of the era Buffon, and my opponent also has that end of the era Buffon, and we end up the game 6-5. It is absolutely a goal fest, and it's just a calamitous game. You guys will see that coming up in a little bit, but let's talk about a hit for a second with his inconsistency. And when I play with the team this season De Gea, I know what team the season De Gea is going to do. I know what this keeper's going to do. I know what he's going to save. I know what he's going to miss. With the Buffon, you can't rely on him, I feel like. I feel like sometimes he's a bit jelly, and then sometimes he's like solid, and then sometimes he just doesn't get the ball at all. It's just, it's a bit of a funny one. Like, sometimes he'll tip the ball back. By the way, this is the game that ends 6-5. It's an absolutely crazy game. But, sometimes he'll palm the ball away and it'll just go straight for a deflection. It's just, he's not a great keeper, and it's a bit of a letdown because I thought maybe this Buffon could be good. And when I was playing him, I actually thought he was kind of good. But then looking back on the clips and looking back on how he played, in reality, he didn't actually do that much. But I will say this, guys. Out of all the, his stats, out of 10 games, he came across a total of, I believe it was 78 shots, crosses, etc. And he saved 11. He managed to concede 11 of them. Now, if you think about shots like that being the consistency, that's not that amazing, but it's alright. It's not terrible. Like, this is a very, very usable keeper. However, guys, the one thing that really lets him down is that low-driven weakness, that inability to save with feet. And for some reason, sometimes he does save with the feet, but in most cases he doesn't really get his feet in the right place, and he's not able to save with feet, and he needs that save with feet trait to be a top tier keeper. You guys will have seen so many times this game the amount of times when my opponents just toe poked it past the goalkeeper, and it just makes Buffon not solid, and you need a solid keeper at the back. Now, that being said, guys, Buffon's not the worst keeper. Like I've said before, guys, he has some good points about him. His saves, his diving, his reflexes are actually pretty good in my experience. I've seen a lot of people, though, have problems with his finesse shots, and that kind of worries me. But in reality, he's not that bad from diving and stuff. And on top of that, I think he's actually pretty good at getting down to the ground without the saves with feet trait, and he'll do a decent job at saving low drivens. But the other thing I've really noticed about him is from tighter angles and from like crosses, he'll usually deal with them pretty alright. And that's something that's I like about him, and I wish that De Gea had a bit more about him. I feel like De Gea lets crosses bother him a bit too much, and yeah, it's much of a muchness. But if you're playing on the high end, if you're playing up against those top level of opponents, I don't think this Buffon is going to be for you, just because I think those top opponents are going to know how to expose the Buffon. They're going to do the low drivens. They're going to know how to get the best of him. And for 129,000 coins, guys, you can reinvest those coins somewhere else, somewhere better. So in my opinion, guys, this card is not worth it to do right now. However, guys, I must say, if you want a fun keeper to use, if you want a good Serie A keeper, go ahead and try him out. He could be someone that you actually like. I know some people who've actually had good experience with him. So actually, guys, leave your comments down in the comment section down below if you have tried out this Buffon. Let me know what you guys think of him. I think he's not terrible, not amazing, but not bad. And he's kind of in the middle range. But I would say if you guys want some better keepers, if you want some of, in my opinion, the top end keepers, if you're willing to spend out that dosh, that De Gea is always going to be there. That 450,000 coin De Gea, the team of the season De Gea, is the best keeper in the game, in my honest opinion. And then on top of that, guys, you also have the team of the season Handanovic. He's only 95 rated, and he's only about 90,000 coins, I believe. So definitely go ahead and try him out. He could be someone you could also try in your club, and could be worth a shout. But guys, unfortunately for us, Buffon isn't going to be the keeper that we wanted him to be. After 10 games of Weekend League, would I say he's Weekend League ready? Potentially. Is he the best keeper in the game? No. Will I be using him in a squad? Yes, and you guys will see that later this week. But that's going to do it for this video, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy it. Leave a comment down below telling me if you have used Buffon. Let me know all about your experience with him. And on top of that, guys, you're going to be helping out other people who come to the channel wanting to know about the Buffon. More opinions are always better. And leave those down in the comment section down below so people can read it. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to smash a big old thumbs up, drop a subscribe down below, and leave me a comment. Hopefully it was helpful, and hopefully I didn't give too much of a biased review. I do actually really like Buffon as a keeper IRL. It's just like, you want this card to be so much more, and it's like, it's just not, and it's like, but like, I'll still have fun with it. It's still going to be a fun card to use in the club. It's a 98 rated keeper, and I'm going to enjoy and cherish him for the rest of the game, in my opinion, I think. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy it. I'll see you guys in the next FIFA 18 video on my channel. So see you guys next time, and peace.
Whenever your heart is broken.